Hey everybody, and welcome back. We have an update on the Paramount-Warner Bros. Merger from Variety. If you know, you know. Paramount agrees to postpone Warner Bros. Merger until after the antitrust trial. This is over at, like I said, Variety by Gene Mattis. Gene Mattis. All right. Paramount Skydance has reached an agreement with a coalition of states attorneys general. That's weird. I feel like it should be state attorney generals and not state attorneys general. But I am not good with grammar, so I'm sure they're right and I'm sure I'm wrong. But it sounds funny to say state attorneys general, and it's plural. Generals. Anyway. Coalition of State Attorneys General to postpone the Warner Bros. Discovery merger until after an antitrust trial. The company entered a joint stipulation in the federal case on Friday afternoon, agreeing not to close the $111 billion transaction until 5 days after a trial is held or June 1st, 2027, whichever is earlier. No trial date has been set, but the agreement likely puts the merger on hold for at least several months. Well, yeah, courts are slow. The coalition of 12 states, led by California, obtained a temporary restraining order earlier this week that blocked the merger from closing for 28 days. We talked about that. Pending the outcome of the motion for a preliminary injunction, the states allege the deal will reduce competition in the cable and theatrical markets and should be blocked. Quote, halting this merger while our case proceeds is a critical victory in our efforts to uphold the law and protect the film and television industries, said New York's Attorney General Letitia James in a statement. I look forward to continuing our case to stop this illegal merger. Is it illegal? I mean, if they block it, does that mean it's illegal? So we make mergers illegal if it's too big? I don't know. If somebody knows how that works, let me know below. I guess the term illegal rubs me the wrong way. It's like, all right, we're just not going to let you do that because that's going to create like a monopoly, which are monopolies technically illegal? Because what is Ticketmaster? Anyway, I digress. California Attorney General Rob Bonta, whatever, meanwhile declared the agreement is a tremendous win. Our argument against this illegal merger, there it is again, illegal. Our argument against this illegal merger is straightforward. When too few corporations have too much power in markets central in American life, it makes things more expensive. It makes things worse, he said. Today's agreement is great news for audiences, movie theaters, and many people who write, build, and create the art, news, and entertainment so many of us enjoy. We are eager to continue to make our case in court and celebrate another tremendous win in our effort to ensure this unlawful merger, there it is again, unlawful merger never sees the light of day. Wow, strong words. Them's fighting words. Norm Eisen, co-founder of Democracy Defenders Fund and a member of the #BlockTheMerger campaign, also hailed the agreement as a victory for the grassroots opposition to the deal. The Ellisons believed their relationship with President Trump would help them push through a disastrous words. I can say them. Sometimes I can read them. Would help them push through a disastrous deal that threatened democracy, creative freedom, and independent journalism. All right, that was a little... We're talking about movie studios. We in the Block the Merger campaign helped prove them wrong, he said. This collective resistance is turning the tide. He thinks a lot about his group. I don't know how big they are. I don't know anything about it, but how does it threaten democracy? Whatever. I'm sure he has his reasons. Paramount has been keen to close the deal before September 30th, when it will begin to incur a $7 million a day ticking fee to be paid to Warner Brothers investors. I don't know what a ticking fee is. The agreement is a tacit acknowledgement that that will not happen, barring a settlement with the states. All right, let's look up what is a ticking fee in a merger. Let's look it up. Ticking fee. A ticking fee is an extra financial penalty or price increase paid by a buyer to a seller or a lender when a deal is taking too long to close. Interesting. Key purposes. Okay. Forces the buyer to complete regulatory and legal steps quickly. Compensates target shareholders or sellers for lost time and value due to delays. Acts as an admission of risks when a lengthy antitrust review is expected. All right, so they're gonna have to pony up this dough. That is probably not something they want to do at this time, but unfortunately, that's where we're at. Let's see here. Where were we? Paramount previously sought a 3-day hearing on the injunction motion in late August, hoping to win the judge's blessing to close the deal sometime in early September. But the states resisted that idea, saying they would need more time to take discovery and prepare for a full trial on the merits. The states were due to file their injunction motion on Thursday night, but held off as the two sides held discussions on a path forward. In the statement, the company said the agreement is a, quote, significant win. Today's agreement is a significant win because the result is exactly what we have sought from the outset, a direct path to a trial based on evidence, a Paramount spokesperson said. This is the fastest and clearest way, excuse me, going through puberty over here. This is the fastest and clearest way to prove that this transaction is good for competition, good for consumers, and good for creators, a conclusion dozens of competition authorities around the world have already reached. Plaintiffs' market definitions bear no relationship with the realities of today's marketplace and cannot withstand scrutiny. We look forward to proving our case at trial. So basically, one side says they're wrong and it's horrible and it's bad, and this side says they're full of crap and we're going to prove it at trial, and we can't wait to do that. Shocking, right? A hearing was scheduled for August 3rd in federal court in Oakland, at which point the two sides were expected to argue over the injunction motion. The two sides agreed to cancel that hearing. U.S. District Judge, I'm going to try this again, guys, Araceli Martinez Aligón approved the joint stipulation on Friday afternoon. After about an hour, it was entered. The Writers Guild of America filed its own motion for an injunction earlier this week, which was also set to be heard August 3rd. That motion has been withdrawn as Paramount has effectively conceded that it will not close the deal until a determination of the merits of the antitrust claims. The parties also agreed to a joint stipulation by July 31st on their respective positions on the trial scheduling. The states previously proposed to hold the trial in April of 2027. So it sounds like we're not going to know when this trial happens until they both get their stipulations in or whatever, and at the earliest, probably April. So nothing's going to happen. That means James Gunn's universe is going to continue, which, I don't know, some might like that, some might not. So I was curious when I found this. They keep talking about the state attorney generals. I'm wondering who are these attorney generals? What states are they from, right? So we knew we knew Letitia James, and we knew the guy from California, Rob Bonta, and apparently he's the lead. So here are the other states and their attorney generals. Arizona, Chris Mays, Chris with a K, so I'm assuming that's a lady Chris. Colorado, Phil Weiser. Connecticut, William Tong. Massachusetts, Andrea Joy Campbell. Minnesota, Keith Ellison. Aren't the Ellisons part of Paramount? So an Ellison is blocking an Ellison. I wonder if this is a family thing. It's probably not, but it would be funny if it was, right? Nevada, Aaron D. Ford. New Jersey, Jennifer Davenport. New Mexico, Raul Torres. New York, Letitia James. Oregon, Ellen Rosenblum. And Washington, Nick Brown. So it's interesting, the different attorney generals. You've got the whole West Coast, right? Because you've got California, Oregon, and Washington. And then you've got Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico. And then you've got Minnesota. And then you've got a bunch of like East Coast. Oh, Colorado's in there too. I guess Minnesota's Big Ten. So yeah, I was going to say, it seemed like not much of the Midwest. The South seems to be completely out of it. They don't seem to care. I don't know if I would assume most of these attorney generals are for one party or another, but you never know. But it seems seems like most of them are from blue or purple states. So there you go. It seems like it's a little political, but whatever. Sooner or later, so long as we get new superhero movies, I hope they let Zack Snyder come back and do his thing. They can run it parallel with James Gunn. I don't care. I don't like the James Gunn stuff so far. I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy. It was a great movie. I think it's worn out. I don't need any more James Gunn in my life. I think he's a solid director, but I don't know that he actually knows how to run a studio, and that is going to make for not good movies, unfortunately, I think. So there you go. Let me know what you think below. Do you think this is all political? Do you think this will actually go through in the end? Do you think we'll get the Snyderverse back at some point if it does go through? Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Later.